It's not a must-win for either team, but it's a monster win for your resume. The Brewers are in town, the Hawkeyes and Bruins, both teams elite defensively.
And each one of these teams coming in hot. UCLA, 3 consecutive wins. Iowa, also 3 wins in a row. Xavier Booker, the former Spartan, kicks back to Donovan Dent. That's their quarterback. And there's their top scorer. Tight defense, first rebound to Sturtz. And Cale Combs with it now serves as a compliment to Sturtz bringing the ball up the court. Both teams shooting it very well from distance. Top 3 in the Big Ten for both of them in shooting threes so far. Sturtz inside. Tavion Banks, that's their second leading scorer. And he's got the first basket tonight.
Very interesting. Daly is guarding Sturtz, a physical guard, but Sturtz knows how to find the open guy. Tavion Banks has been outstanding so far in this season.
Grown-up lineup for UCLA, all upperclassmen in the starting lineup for Mick Cronin. Xavier Booker played against Iowa twice as a Spartan. In trouble. Shot clock a concern now, down to 4. Dent, a fadeaway. Good defense pays off for Iowa, but it stays right here with UCLA for a new 20 seconds.
Oh, you saw that elite and ferocious defense by Iowa. They're the #1 scoring defense in the country. That is a tough 2 for Dent.
Sky Clark with the pull-up, this for 2. Bilodeau rebound, had it knocked away by Koch, and he gathers it.
Well, that was Coach McCollum's #1 concern. He said our top key to the game is we've got to keep these guys off the board, and number 2, we have to keep Dent out of the paint. He is such a great passer.
Iowa's 2 losses, only the top 10 teams on the road at Michigan State and also at Iowa State.
And if you're UCLA, Coach Cronin said we can't get frustrated with Iowa's pace.
Sturtz has it picked up by Clark.
Both defenses so difficult to score against.
A couple of coaches that emphasize defense year-round. Bilodeau averaging over 20 points per in the 6 games in December, draws the foul against Koch, his first.
He's such a load, right? He knocks in threes and can post up.
So Ben McCollum came to Iowa City with a reputation for stressing defense, and those numbers back it up when it comes to giving up points. And there's Bilodeau with his first 2. The first in the Big Ten, giving up just over 60. And the first bucket for Bilodeau. Mick Cronin expects to see a lot more of that.
He's an All-American. I mean, he has no weaknesses right now in his game, and if you foul him, he's automatic from the line.
Cooper Koch had made half of his threes until that miss.
Here's Sky Clark, number 55, the top 3-point shooter in the country. And what an assist. That's way too easy.
Booker inside, 2 years at Michigan State. His first at UCLA has found an expanded role compared to what he used to do in East Lansing. Banks back to Sturtz. He's had 2 different types of Big Ten games. Michigan State really limited him, and he was excellent against Maryland. Banks has 2 baskets already. Donovan Dent with the ball right now, and most of Iowa's practice this morning, Jess, was about defending him and his ability to dish inside like that.
Well, he's such an elite passer, and it's so hard to keep him out of the paint. He loves to attack the elbows, and that's just a world-class pass. You got to finish that if you're the big man.
Cooper Koch draws the foul inside. First against Booker.
Bilodeau, long-range shooter, mid-range jumper. Look at this. A little push off the veteran move. Puts it right over the top. Got a little Kevin Love in his game. And Tavion Banks is going to have to make those shots. He hit those against Iowa State. He's more of a rim attacker. But if he's got that mid-range going, and, hey, look, UCLA, they are such an elite 3-point shooting team. You have to stay home, Paul, and they'll roll you to the basket for the easy 2s.
We talked to Ben McCollum about who is your next scorer after Bennett Sturtz. He's obviously the #1 option, but after him, is it Fulgaris off the bench? Is it Koch at the line right now? Said we're still in the process of figuring that one out.
Well, Fulgaris averaging 15 points per game over the last 3, so he stepped up his game. Now, can he do that against Power 4 competition in the length of UCLA? We'll see. Here he comes.
And he just checked in. I think that's an important point with him because he's been terrific here recently, but they've been playing against teams they were supposed to beat. Koch knocks it down. Against the Big Ten teams, he has more fouls than total points.
You're outscored their last 3 opponents by a total of 123. So you talk about Matador defense. They're not used to going up against the Bruins over the last couple weeks.
Donovan Dent wears number 2. He averaged 20 points per game last year at New Mexico, where he was the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. Had that one knocked away. He is a dish first and score second point guard this year.
That's one where he has to pull up and hit that mid-range jumper. Coach Cronin talked to us before the game. I want him to take that mid-range jumper in this league.
Combs back to Fulgaris off the bench. Hasn't started a game yet. Averaging 15 per the last 3, though. Baseline, had that one taken away.
Such good defense by Booker there on Fulgaris. Gave him no angle to even make a pass.
Eric Daly quickly to the lane. He has been a steady presence in the paint the last 2 years.
6 rebounds a game. You can see the weight room shoulders on this guy. Can rip and run, push the break. He is a matchup nightmare. Again, so many elite three-point shooters around him. This team shoots 40% from beyond the arc.
Starts yet to attempt a shot, finds Combs. And a rebound to Daly. As Jess pointed out, the top rebounder brings it up and gives to Booker. Had it blocked by Fulgaris.
I love this decision by Cronin to put Daly on Sturts, right? A physical guard. That's what you have to do, drive and kick.
Fulgaris. That's a great sign for Ben McCollum.
What a ball game we have here this afternoon, and what a crowd. 2 great teams going at it. Points are going to be tough to come by. You've got to make elite passes and hit those open threes when you get a chance.
Over 12,000 here. Bilodeau to the lane. Missed with the left. Bennett Sturts, 110th consecutive start here this evening. Northwest Missouri State to Drake to Iowa. Banks, Fulgaris. 2 in a row. Dent with an open lane. Draws the foul against Banks. He'll shoot 2.
Bennett Sturts, everybody, the best pick-and-roll point guard in all of the land. He's going to draw a great crowd here. All point guards do. He draws 3 Bruins, hits Fulgaris. He's out in the corner. That's nothing but money, and there's the pick-and-roll. Another over. They are going to get out and run.
Talked to Ben McCollum this morning after their shoot-around. He said it's about rebounding here today, defensive rebounding especially. Right now, both teams with 4 apiece. His shoot-arounds are like lectures. A lot of detail, a lot of talking, a lot of teaching.
It's a lot like going to a Snow Valley camp, right? When Don Showalter, who grew up going to John Wooden's camps, they just spend so many hours going through drills and showing guys how to fight through pick and rolls. It's really fascinating. Coach Cronin the same way, right? If you're a high school coach, you could ever go to one of their practices, make sure you do it. You'll learn a lot. We learned a ton today.
Donovan Dent missed them both. Rebound to Banks, who hasn't missed a shot yet. Isaiah Howard with the ball has checked in. Brings a lot of energy on both sides when he comes off the bench.
Donovan Dent has just been broke with his jumper and his free throw. He is a much better shooter than that. Shot 40% last year from beyond the arc, and only 2 for 20 this year. So he's got to find a way to fill that up with his jumper.
At some point, he will get that going. Fulgaris has hit both threes he's taken. They got to get one off. Down to 1. Did get it off. Isaiah Howard's first bucket. Iowa on an 8-0 run. Williams has checked in for UCLA. Inside to Jamerson. He'll shoot 2.
What UCLA is going to do at the end of these breaks, they're going to set up double drag screens for Dent, and he's going to play off of that. That was good initial defense by Iowa, but then the size of UCLA rolling to the basket just punished him again.
2 fouls now against Tavion Banks. One of their best defenders, one of their best scorers. We'll see if they leave him out there. Stephen Jamerson transfers in from University of San Diego. They have missed 3 consecutive free throws now. Tomorrow it's the festive fixtures finale. The Premier League Titans squaring off here on Peacock. Erling Haaland leads Manchester City into a crucial showdown with Chelsea. Live 12:30 Eastern only on Peacock. Ends a little free throw drought there. Jamerson hits 1 out of 2. Also ends an 8-0 Hawkeye run.
Trent Perry and Jamar Brown check in for UCLA. Those guys have provided a huge spark. Jamar Brown is very physical. It reminds me a lot of Matt Barnes. He just makes things happen at both ends of the court.
Tate Sage, a freshman, initially a commit to McCollum at Drake, followed him here to Iowa City. 5 to shoot. Deep 3 from Sturts.
Tough shot. That's all Perry's defense, being right there in his pocket.
Donovan Dent wants to get into that lane, dish it out to one of his teammates. Perry got inside. Jamerson with a hustle rebound. Williams, little one-on-one, and a rebound to Koch.
The Bruins not only missing free throws, they're missing shots at the rim. That's 3 or 4 that on the road in the Big Ten you have to finish.
They've only taken 1 3-pointer, but they're 3 out of 11 so far. One example of the kind of point guards Sturts is, he's only taken 1 shot. Now he's made both of these. Harris has made all 3. Perry lost control. Back to Iowa.
Fulgaris has been on fire. If you're UCLA, you've got to make him put the ball on the floor. It never gets old seeing those legends jump up on your screen. I mean, it was the Yankees back in the day and the Bruins, right? You just show up and know you're going to lose, and Coach Cronin understands that history. And here's a little token press here. This is what the Bruins do.
Iowa on an 11-1 run right now. Fulgaris with 3 consecutive 3-pointers. He's in the corner waiting to get his hands on the ball again. Howard finds him. Back to Sturts. Shot clock now a concern, down to 3. Takes Sage. Patient offense, but better defense that time by UCLA.
Tremendous job by Dent early in that possession of not letting Sturts get it back. He touched it once in the corner. They had the fantastic switch, a tough contested shot. These guys aren't going anywhere. They just got to finish at the rim. They're taking good shots at this end. You got to put some down.
Yeah, that's been the story for UCLA so far. Good shots, but only making 3 out of 11 to this point. But watching shoot around, it was obvious how much respect Iowa had for the man with the ball. Donovan Dent, what he can do with it. Turns it over that time. Iowa leading the Big Ten. Turnovers created, steals forced. Koch, backdoor, had it knocked away in the hands of Bilodeau. Bilodeau had it picked off by Sturts. Against Dent. First foul called against Donovan Dent.
Well, the Hawkeyes force 16 turnovers a game. They come up with 9 steals, and he takes the hit, kisses it off the glass. This is what Sturts does, right? He sets everybody else up that first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, and then he imposes his will at both ends.
Talked about at top of the broadcast, he's the one Hawkeye averaging double figures, but that was his first basket. And he does complete the 3-point play, but he does also have a game-high 3 assists.
He's one of the few stars in the country who does not come out early looking for his own shot.
Iowa on a 14-1 run.
Tyler's got to get a shot off in this possession. Keep your eye on 34 for UCLA.
Little pull-up. Missed another good shot. That one missed by Perry. Both teams with 6 rebounds apiece. Sturts back to Koch. Good look at three and a rebound here to Jamal Brown.
That's a shot he has to take. He's only attempted a couple threes the last 2 games, but he's close to 50%. You got to let him fly.
Clark got to the lane, gave it up to Booker. He's double teamed. Deep three from Bilodeau. And the foul inside called against UCLA against Jamal Brown. His first. So we have shown the graphic that Iowa comes into this game as Bennett Sturtz getting attended to on the sideline a little bit. And the left elbow wrapped. But Iowa coming in #1 scoring defense in the Big Ten, showing up so far. And there's a cut just below the left elbow of Sturtz. And they're taking care of that right now on the sideline.
Well, Steve Prohm called a game a few weeks ago for Iowa. I was watching some tape. The former Cyclone coach, Murray State coach, he said when he competed against Ben McCollum, he said when we'd fall down 10 to those guys, he said it always felt like it was 20, right? Because they're going to make you work at both ends. If you're UCLA, you got to stick to the game plan, make the extra pass, play inside out. And you don't want to force tough jumpers, and they've taken some tough twos and missed some layups in this one early.
And for the Iowa offense, is it a patient look? Is it deliberate? How would you label it?
It's got a little Princeton in it, but it's a disciplined spread offense.
Almost turned it over, did turn it over that time. That's good hustle by Eric Daly making that happen.
Just great defense, jumping the passing lane, understanding the scouting report. That's a great call. Sky Clark's got to find a way to get in a rhythm here. The top 3-point shooter in the Big Ten, I think, in the country, but they bottled him up so far.
Sky Clark and Tyler Bilodeau coming in shooting the threes so well. And there's a deep one there. He's called for that, Jess.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. He is so smooth. When he plays well, they win. I mean, he's 16 to 20 points when they win and 8 to 10 when they don't.
They've had 2 Big Ten games so far, and he has 9 total threes in those 2 games. Quick first step by Howard. Already has 1 basket. Fulgaris been the best offensive player so far. Just threw that one off of Daly. It'll stay here with 6 seconds to shoot.
A couple really good defensive possessions by the Bruins. They're not going to come up with that turnover, but that's what they have to do. Get stops and make shots at the other end. Sky Clark, how about this? 54% from beyond the arc in the month of December. That's lethal.
Incredible. He's had 2 games in December with 6 3-pointers apiece. Sturtz had to get that one off. Nonchalant knocks it down.
You just tip your hat if you're UCLA. That's good defense. It's better offense.
Had it down inside of 1 second on the shot clock then. Iowa by 12, a game they've controlled from the beginning with hot shooting from inside and also beyond the arc. Perry finds Xavier Booker for an easy 2.
An empty side pick and roll. You put 3 shooters on the opposite side. You play a 2-man game. It's a perfect pass, and it's a nice finish at the rim.
Fulgaris is pulled down since those 3 in a row 3-pointers. Foul that time by Clark. 4th foul against UCLA. Sky Clark settling in now from Illinois to Louisville. Now his 2nd season at UCLA. Fulgaris will check out, top scorer in the game so far. Bennett Sturtz scored Iowa's last 5 points. Inside to Maniel. And he was fouled as he tried to kick it out. Jamal Brown called for that one. Inside 8 minutes until halftime. Iowa leading UCLA. Terrific career he had here at Iowa before a decade plus in the NBA. Hit some big shots with Michael Jordan and the Bulls in their finals run one of those seasons in the early 90s.
No question about it, Paul. Part of the Jordan legacy. Bailed Michael out late in one of those games when they were on the ropes.
Cam Maniel. Back to Sturtz. Isaiah Howard. Well, he brings a lot off the bench offensively and defensively.
No question. It can stretch that defense. Iowa shoots it at 40% from beyond the arc. And this kid had 19 points, drilled 3 threes against Grand Canyon, so he's capable.
UCLA's largest deficit of the season. Down 13. They were also down 13 to Cal. Tough shot. Howard got a hand on it. Another time. Rebound to Mania. At this point, Iowa has one more rebound than UCLA. Ben McCollum telling us today his first priority, rebounding. Combs off of the hands of Sage. Up to Clark. Gets the handle. Misfires from three, out of bounds, stays with the Bruins.
One of those rare opportunities to run against the Hawkeyes. And look, that's probably a forced shot for most guys in the country, but he's been so on fire. You can live with that three by number 55 for UCLA.
Focus now on number 34 for UCLA, who had 34 points in their last game, averaging over 20 in December, but off to a slow start here with just one basket.
Yeah, the two stars, Dent and Bilodeau, they've got to step up their game and change this momentum around over the last 6:47 in the first half.
There they find Bilodeau, guarded by Howard. That's advantage UCLA. It's the kind of shot they want.
Exactly. I mean, he kind of let him off the hook with the fader, but he's been hitting those shots. I go right back into him on the next possession.
Combs, the second point guard with Bennett Sturts. He finds Sturts, and he finds three. Iowa's made 5 3-pointers. They increased the lead to 16.
Keep your eye on 55 Sky Clark defensively. He gets stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Manion's going to roll to the basket. He's got to tag that roll, but he does not get back quick enough to one of the elite shooters in the Big Ten, and starts to make some pay.
Iowa right now with twice as many assists as UCLA, and looking at Mick Cronin inside that UCLA huddle. We talked to him before tip-off about the fact that the Bruins haven't played for 10 days. Yeah. Asked him, how do you stay sharp with that kind of layoff? And he said, well, let's see.
Yeah, look, since December 23rd against Riverside in a blowout, that was strange, right? Everybody else in the league picks up a game there. He couldn't get a game put together, so all you're doing is practicing, you know, going home for Christmas, and they've come out lethargic. I absolutely think that's hurt them in this first half.
Be a week in the Midwest for Cronin and the Bruins. They'll go right from here to Madison tomorrow, where they'll take on Wisconsin on Tuesday night. Well, they have limited Donovan Dent so far. They do so again. Manion took it away.
So many of those drives at New Mexico in the Mountain West were open. He was able to get to the rim. Now you're in the Big Ten against bigger front lines, and it's just tougher to get deep into the paint.
Ball back in the hands of their top playmaker, Sturts. He scored 8 of Iowa's last 11. Howard, Sage.
Jump ball. Yeah.
Jump ball possession arrow says it stays right here with Iowa.
That's a great cut, but elite defense. He goes straight up, tie the ball up. That's good officiating. Now this is great Big Ten basketball. Dribble penetration, take it up, try to throw it down, tie him up.
4 seconds to shoot. Howard. Too long on the three. Rebound to UCLA. Dent. Cut off by Sturts. Sturts called for the foul. And that's his first.
Donovan Dent just elite at the point of contact. Sturts beats him to the spot. It looked like a play on, but he's very quick coming at you. Dent's got to find a way to make something happen here.
Dent, Clark pull up. Off the side of the backboard, and the rebound to Combs. Just Iowa always happy to be very patient with their possessions, now even more so up 28-12.
No question. Right? You take tough shots like Sky just did. Now you got to come down and play defense. Got to work the clock.
Combs. Howard has one of these. Misfires. Manion kept it alive. Back to Combs. Howard left open. He's missed 3 in a row of those. Rebound to Dent. And trying to get it inside to Bilodeau, fouled by Combs. really outsized inside there.
Dent always takes the ball out of bounds. Half of his assists come on these blob plays underneath. So far, Iowa's done a pretty good job of bottling those up. And if you're Dent, you get the switch you want with Cooper Koch. You've got to attack him off the bounce. Just a little too complacent right now. You've got to get 2 feet in the paint and make things happen if you're the UCLA point guard.
Ben McCollum saw a couple of lead changes early on. Bruins led 4-2. The last time they had an advantage, just barely got that one in. Bilodeau.
There it is.
Let's see if that'll get him going.
You said last time they got the shot they wanted. He faded on that first one. That time he went straight up. That's what he's been hitting all season.
He was their leading scorer last year at 13 per. He's really upped it this year, coming in at 19. Sturts has another three. Inside, stolen by Koch. Both teams coming in the top 3 in the Big Ten making threes, but Iowa has 6. UCLA only 1. Fulgaris. Clark with the rebound.
Huge possession right here. You don't want this thing to get away in the first half. Everyone needs to touch it, and I'd keep working the ball through 34.
Offensive foul against the Bruins.
I'll tell you what, Bennett Stearns, he wants to score off of these pick and rolls, but these step backs are just ridiculous. Gets a little pin down. Look at one bucket.
If this was at Kinnick Stadium, Kirk Ferentz would like this score. 31-14.
No question about it. 9 games this year. The Bruins have scored 40 points before halftime. So this is a hard pill to swallow, especially with that slow start of missing layups.
And Fulgaris all the way to the glass. Guy knocks down 3 3-pointers and then goes hard that time.
He's definitely the X factor for this team in Big Ten play. If he keeps playing like this, it's going to be a special season in Iowa City.
Fulgaris guarding Dent. They've done a good job limiting him. Little pump fake there. Clark got Sturts in the air. And that's 2 fouls against Sturts. Next foul against either team will send the other one to the line. Bilodeau checks back in. Dent waiting, now finds Bilodeau. Gets a step on Fulgaris, lost it, and Fulgaris with the steal.
See, 80% of his buckets are assisted. He is not comfortable putting the ball on the floor and attacking it to beat defensive players. So great job by the Hawkeyes to make him put it on the floor.
Sturts, deep 3. Goodness. What a shot. Perry to the lane. Floater won't go. Howard rebound. Starts with it as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the first half. He scored 14 of Iowa's last 19 points. Shot clock down to 6. Cooper Koch, in and out, and an offensive foul call. Pardon me, a block call against UCLA. It'll stay here with the Hawkeyes. Goes against Trent Perry, his first. And that is the 7th foul against the Bruins.
Well, Bennett Sturts is going to have a long NBA career because he is so good in that pick and roll offense, and he's a great defender as well, but such a unique player in that early in these games such a table setter, but when they need him to show up, he usually fills it up, and he has gotten off quickly here after a slow start, and the slow start for him was intentional. He just wasn't shooting it.
Koch hits them both, and of the many stats you can throw out that are good about Bennett, Sturtz plays more minutes than any player in the Big Ten. That's probably where you should start.
Just the stamina. I don't know how he does it. He faces these elite guards defensively, and the guy rarely gets tired.
Iowa on a 16-2 run. Perry, pull up, knocks down the three. And now UCLA will see how close they can get if they can get some momentum, which they haven't had since early in the game heading into halftime.
It's like they're going up against 6 defenders with this Hawkeye defense. Just everything contested. I mean, they missed the wide open ones early, and then Iowa's defense has stepped up. But nice to see Perry knock that down. The former McDonald's All-American has that in his game.
Sophomore, spent both seasons of his career here at UCLA. Howard, 5 to shoot, gets the lane and the bucket. A month ago against Maryland, and he had 25 points. And he's on his way to that kind of outing again with 14. He's made 3 out of 4 from distance.
If you're Iowa, you don't want to lose Sky Clark here. He is still an elite shooter. You don't want to help off a 55. There it is.
It's a guy who averaged 20 a year ago. Routine kind of shot for him.
Well, he's taking what the defense gives you, right? And that's what Coach Cronin said. He said, I'm making him take that shot in practice.
Upcoming games on Peacock for the women's tonight. Battle of Los Angeles, Trojans and Bruins tomorrow. To the Big East, Creighton and Seton Hall, and also Marquette and UConn. College basketball all the time on Peacock.
Right.
Fun time of year is all these conferences now that, December can be a mixed bag of good games and games that are won by 40 or 50 points. And now into the heart of the conference season of the Big East and the Big Ten. A lot of fun here for these next 2-3 months.
You call it a mixed bag. I'm going to take it a step further and say it can be dreadful, right? Some of these teams that get scheduled, you blow them out by 50. Now, hey, the real basketball every night begins conference play, and hey, Peacock's taking over the world, right? They have all the big games. My mom called me this morning, subscribed. I mean, you can only resist long enough, right?
My question is, what took her so long? I mean, it's not your first game on Peacock.
It's it just takes a little while to adjust. But wow, some huge games there. UCLA women's team is fantastic this year. Iowa's women's team. Let's just make a bold prediction. Say those teams are going to meet for the national title on the women's side.
5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Sturtz, double team. Koch, tipped up, no good. 5 to shoot. Sky Clark finds Dents. Oh, that's good, and he'll get a shot to make it 3.
Wow, what a turn of events. Iowa could not play a better half than this at both ends, but Dent just stole a little momentum going into the break with an old school and one. Maybe that gets him going. Here's the turnover, great pass, takes the hit, kisses it off the glass. That's what he's got to do.
So Dent also hit the bucket the last time down for UCLA. We'll see if that would get him going here. They're taking a look, I would guess, Jess, to see if the ball left his hand in time.
Initially, it looked like it did.
Yeah, they only looked at it once. They're right back to the free throw line. So, and to put a little bit of time back on the clock, just inside of 1 second left now. Dent will see if he can cut it to an 18-point lead. He does just that. Isaiah Howard. And that's how the first half comes to a close. Iowa has led by as many as 24 points here in Iowa City. They shot close to 60% from the field. Ben McCollum stresses defense, but he had to love what his offense did as well. Bennett Sturts with 14. And Fulgaris chipped in with 11. Hawkeyes in a wideout, filling it up at home in the first half against UCLA.
Around at the defensive end, stay on the three-point shooters, guard your yard, and get back into that end.
UCLA offensively, I'm glad you took it there. What's their ticket to making this a game when we get to 10 minutes?
Well, it's
Pull up from Sky Clark, that's a good start.
It's going to start with the defense, and how about getting your best shooter an open look to start the second half? No panic by the Bruins.
They did well to come back. They scored the last couple of times down the court to cut it to 18. Now it's at 16. Sturts was quiet really the first part of that first half, but then lit it up. Had a stretch where he hit 14 of Iowa's 19 points. Also has a game high in assists. Shot clock down to 2. Cooper Koch. Ball tipped up and in by Mannion.
Eric Taylor just blew that entire play up, but you don't finish off with a rebound and you pay the price.
UCLA came into this one just averaging 10 turnovers in the whole game. They had 9 in the first half. Dent, quick first step. Oh, they get Cam Mannion out for the foul. That's the first against Mannion. From Wyoming to Drake for one season, now his first year here at Iowa. Inside to Bilodeau, they tried to get it to him, fought to get it back. Clark, well, that's an open three. Bilodeau with the offensive rebound.
I'll tell you, Clark has not missed one that open all season long.
Hit over half for a big part of December.
That would have been a big one.
Dent against Koch. Step back. He hit one of those late in the first half. A rebound inside. Booker. Clark just lost the hold.
Well, Coach McCollum talked about rebounding. UCLA comes up with a couple offensive rebounds, but then they turn it right back over. You can't make them pay, and I still can't believe Sky missed that open three. It's just been automatic this year.
Turnovers now already at their average. As I mentioned, that was their 10th. Sturts and Fulgaris missed 2 shots between them in the first half to combine for 25 points. Mannion, good spin inside, good hands from Bilodeau, but Koch puts it back in. Ben McCollum this morning really stressed a physical brand of defense away from the basket against their main ball handlers. Daly pull up 3. Booker over the top, foul against UCLA.
UCLA with Dent is so good in pick and roll action. They in their fast break with those double drags, which are 2 ball screens. And so you're right. Coach McCollum said we got to be physical, blow those up, fight over the top, and not let them run those actions. And so far, so good defensively for Iowa.
Back inside to Mannion. Banks, Koch, Combs. In and out. Cam Mannion almost had his second bucket of the second half. He'll get 2 free throws. Third foul called against Booker. That's their starting center. And it looks like Brandon Williams will check in for him.
And just no block out on that one. You're just going to give a wide open rebound.
Good one coming up tomorrow night on the gridiron. It all comes down to this final game of the NFL season. The Ravens and the Steelers will battle for the AFC North crown. Winner go home on Sunday night. Ravens, Steelers, covered 7 o'clock Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Mannion makes 1 out of 2.
That's the people's champion, George Kittle and the 49ers. They're taking it this year, Paul.
49ers looking strong. Looking good in the NFC. We'll focus on the AFC North tomorrow night. Daly missed from 3. Mannion got a hand on it. UCLA keeps the possession.
Well, Eric's got a wide open 3. He misses. Sky missed one earlier. So it's not like they haven't had pretty good looks here in the second half to start things off. They just aren't falling.
UCLA had a 10-minute span in the first half. They only had 2 buckets. Got a little better as the first half got longer. Williams, who's in for Booker. to the glass.
He wanted to punch that one, but nice job to pull it back and kiss it off the glass. And this UCLA team can score. Top in the Big Ten in three-point shooting at 40%. So you just got to make those, get some stops.
Made only 2 out of 8 from distance so far. Now it's time for the defense to step up. They have it inside of 20 points. See if they can unlock the key to chipping away at this thing. Banks, Combs, 3 to shoot. And there's some strong defense there.
These UCLA scores, I mean, look, they're putting up big numbers. Bilodeau, 19 points, Sky, 14. They have been shut down in this one. Yes, they've missed some open looks, but there's been a hand in their face 90% of the time.
Donovan Dent tops in assists, averaging 6 coming in. Not that today. He got all the way there. But a foul against Williams.
I tell you what, every 5-man in the country has no idea what a moving screen is, right? I mean, they just get picked on. He sets a tough screen for a wide open layup and it gets taken away from him. I've seen guards set that same screen and it's not called. So you must just have to be set here. That's not a foul, it's just a little clear out. That's Big Ten basketball, and that's a big call in this game. If I'm Coach Cronin, I'm upset. I agree with him.
Said by a guy who that was routine for number 4 back in the day.
That wasn't called in the 90s.
Donovan Dent will take that one.
Well, they deserve that one. Look at this.
And now the full court press, double team. Williams takes it. And just like that, the lead down to 15.
What a steal, a better assist, and a 2-fister at the rim. Williams gets picked on for the foul and doesn't worry about it.
Foul called against Dent, as he'll help up Sturts.
Well, Donovan Dent has 19 steals this season. How about 20? Just snatches it, a careless pass. Faces to double. Keep your eye to the right side of your screen. Coming in Cincinnati, they get better defensively as the season goes on. He obviously took this team a few years ago to the Final Four, but Dent made a special play there defensively, came up with the assist, and this is a big possession at both ends for UCLA.
We've talked so much about the Iowa defense and what they've done, but it's the Bruin D here recently. They've created 3 straight turnovers, and they're on a 6-0 run. Koch trying to end it. Good look, Bilodeau rebound. Dent has been getting good looks. Second year as a Bruin, second year. Fouled that time all the way to the basket.
Well, that is really lethal offense as they pick up a foul there. So Bilodeau is setting the screen for pick and pop. So you've got an elite 3-point shooter as your 5-man, and then obviously Clark. It's very difficult to stay in front of that action.
That foul called against Isaiah Howard, his first. They want to get Bilodeau involved. He set the pick. Dent was looking his way. Shot clock now a concern down to 5. See Sky Clark grabbing at his left side. And now goes down to the court. And that's one of Mick Cronin's veterans making his 87th start tonight. Immediately grabs back at that left hamstring area.
Non-contact. I mean, this guy, the #1 3-point shooter in the Big Ten, as he just turns the corner and his hammy goes out on him. I mean, if they're going to get back in this game, you expect at 55 to have a big say in that. 54% from 3 in December, 18 points a game. Stayed around because he said, look, the coaches believe in me, and I know the portal is in vogue, but this is a guy who said, look, they run plays for me. I love my teammates. I love playing for UCLA. I'm going to stick around, and it's paid huge dividends, but he's in pain over there, Paul.
Yeah, finally enjoying some stability in his 4-year college run. Started at Illinois, went to Louisville for 1 year, and now on campus for back-to-back years at the same place for the first time in his career. And we hope he can make it off the end of the bench. Shot clock down to 1. Dent. Oh, how do you defend that?
It's impossible to defend. I thought he got hit, but he still took the punch and knocked it in. And boy, he's got to get that mid-range going. It's so nice to see him pull up and drill those.
Bruins now on an 8-0 run. Combs, Fulgaris, long skip pass to Koch. Howard rebound. Starts wide open. Couple of good looks for Iowa. Daly with a rebound. Temporary lid on the basket for Iowa from distance. And the Bruins will look to get even closer. Dent gets there, up and in. Pretty move to the glass.
Isaiah Howard attacks him, feels like he's going to block that shot. And the Dent with the circus Kyrie Irving move to bring it around the other side.
Starts, kicked it out. Combs, Fulgaris. Everybody passing up a three. Howard draws the foul. And that goes against Bilodeau. That's his second.
I tell you what, UCLA's defense has been really good in this second half. They're just not rebounding at a high level, but right now challenging every shot, hand up in rotations.
Ends a 10-0 run by UCLA with that Isaiah Howard free throw. Sage checks in. Tavion Banks checks back in. And Jamar Brown will come in for UCLA as well as Williams goes out. I asked you a little bit ago early in the first half, UCLA's comeback, what would it look like? And you said it starts with defense, and that's what we've seen.
I mean, we can make excuses for them, right? The time off really hurt them. They are so much better than what they played in the first half.
Yeah, 10 games, 10 days without a game. Shooting it well here recently. They've made their last 5 shots.
You have to keep Dent out of the paint if you're Iowa.
And he got there. Oh, and he found the bottom. He thought he was fouled.
That's an and one.
Well, the guy who averaged 20 per game last year in New Mexico starting to show up with some of these one-on-one moves.
Coach McCollum in practice today for Iowa said he is elite if he gets into this paint.
First 20 minutes of practice dedicated to keeping him out of the paint.
No question.
Well, Fulgaris has been silent after hitting those back-to-back-to-back threes in the first half. Turnover. Dent caused it. Perry back to Dent. Again to the lane. This is where Dent's been winning. Kicks it out to Bilodeau. Good look. Foul called inside against Iowa.
I'll tell you what, Donovan Dent, a lot of Kyrie Irving in his game. Been some elite guards at UCLA. He's a special one. There's a steal, a turnover. This was what really changed the momentum in the game here. This crafty steal, then the assist. He's hitting mid-range jumpers, making everybody better. He's got to keep attacking.
And that's 3 fouls against Bennett Sturts. Donovan Dent is feeling it. Has been the offensive star here in this second half, but back to Sturts, 3 fouls. And he looked over to the bench right away, but nobody got up. He stays in.
Are we in single digits here, Paul?
And it has been a while. 24-point lead Iowa had in that first half. And UCLA has battled all the way back to being down 9. Shot clock a thought now, down to 4. Takes Sage. Miss another 3. Rebound Perry.
Another challenge shot and a great rebound. And Dent make sure to get to touch on it in this possession, or maybe not.
Perry, floater. Daly with the tough rebound, and he's fouled.
Yeah, look at the little crossover. He brings it back, and that's pretty good defense. But there aren't many guards in the country who can do that, and he is very lethal on these baseline out-of-bounds plays. Fulgaris gets lost there. You got to get a hand up, especially with a guy this hot from the floor.
Dent has scored UCLA's last 8 points, but that's Daly. Maniau goes high for the board. He got fouled right before he went down. Goes against Trent Perry, his second half has belonged to UCLA. The Bruins only down him, so what was to come? And he scored UCLA's last 8.
He's the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year last year in New Mexico. Double figures in all 35 games. Played for Richard Pitino. Pitino had JT Toppin the year before, so there was some good recruiting going on down there. He's used to filling it up here, Mr. Dent.
Meanwhile, Iowa's offense needs to get it going. Banks way off with the three. Long rebound, he got it back. And the possession arrow will keep it here with Iowa.
Possession remains with Iowa.
Tavian Banks, 5 out of 11 from beyond the arc. Hit a couple against Iowa State at Hilton, but typically not comfortable taking that three. But when you're that wide open, Paul, you got to let it fly.
Meanwhile, Sky Clark remains on the bench. A couple of moments ago, non-contact injury, went down to the court holding the left part of his leg near the hamstring and hasn't been back since. Howard, deep three. Iowa can't find it from distance. Daly tracks it down. UCLA trailed by 18 at halftime and by as many as 24 in the first half. Got it down to single digits now at 9. The guy with the ball has been making it happen, Donovan Dent. To Bilodeau, who's been quiet. They'll take that too, and now they trail by 7.
That's exactly what we were talking about coming out of the timeout. That time they trapped in, left the shooter open. He fumbled it a little bit, but hits that nice mid-range jumper. So difficult to stop that action.
Season high 12,600 at Carver Hawkeye. Iowa needs the fans now at this point. Another turnover. Perry has it. Has Daly. And Brown keeps it himself. And the lead is 5. Defense to offense for Mick Cronin's group.
Well, look, the stars for UCLA probably got chewed out a little bit at halftime. They're the guys who have to carry the team. And how about playing a little defense? UCLA.
A difference for Donovan Dent and the Bruins. There was a point deep into the first half, Jess, where I turned to you and mentioned Iowa has twice as many assists as UCLA. The Bruins have now passed them in total assists based off what they've done here in the second half. Donovan Dent is having himself a go here post-halftime. Iowa right now on the wrong end of an 18-2 run. That's how good UCLA has been. Late foul called against Perry. That's 3 against Perry.
Iowa with this extremely small lineup on the court right now. Just small forwards and guards. And they're going to spread UCLA out. Right now they haven't been able to hit threes, and Sturge just goes in there, tries to draw contact, gets the whistle, and he's pretty automatic from the free throw line.
Iowa will be shooting free throws now the rest of the way. UCLA with 7 fouls. Ben McCollum trying to steady the ship after the black and gold owned that first half. See what their defense can do, as UCLA has been terrific offensively since the break. Dent up and under. Banks lost control. Back to UCLA.
Well, again, they go with the same set, that high pick and roll, and Dent refused the ball screen, got to the left side. He's arguing with DJ, thinks he was hit on that ball. Right now, this pick and roll defense for Iowa really confused, but it's a careless turnover here by Banks.
Dent 15 points, 5 assists. Averages 6 per game, 3rd best in the Big Ten. Foul called against Banks. And that's 4 against Banks. Their second leading scorer coming in. He'll go to the bench. Cooper Koch comes back in, and Ben McCollum not happy about that one.
I think Coach Cronin here doing a phenomenal job putting Tyler Bilodeau at the top and just setting screen after screen, twisting it, making Iowa's defense make a decision. He is so difficult to guard. Here it is again.
He's only got 6 points. Dent, step back, air ball. A lot of contact. We'll come back to the Hawkeyes.
That's the shot he wanted. Just doesn't draw iron.
Well, Jess, this is about the point of the first half, about a little past halfway through, where Bennett Sturge really started to take over and knock down shots.
That's a good call, partner. He got to the free throw line the last couple times, and he's got to get some shots up.
Guarded by Dent. Gets to the lane. Tough shot. Foul call against the Hawkeyes.
That's a tremendous call by you, Paul. That's exactly right. They needed this guy, number 14, to take over in the second half. Here's the action, the slip screen. Again, he gets in there, keeps his pivot foot. It's a pretty bad shot for most point guards, but he makes it happen. He heard you talking over here.
Got a game high 18, one better than his season average. Daly to Bilodeau. Well, that was a good feed inside. He drew the foul against Isaiah Howard.
Exactly right. What a great pass. Bilodeau with the nice seal. That was nothing but trouble for Iowa's defense.
UCLA, for a team that was down by as many as 24, trailed by 18 at halftime, they've been patiently aggressive here in the second half. No panic at all.
Yeah, taking good shots, getting stops, and if you talk about automatic, this guy's shooting 93% from the free throw line. Hasn't, once he missed one or two the whole season.
I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, look, I'm taking on that challenge. All right, Mike here says 93%. I believe him.
Want to guess how many in a row he's hit?
I think you're going to tell us.
Let's see what happens here. That's 24 consecutive free throws.
Oh, that was a nice stretch of minutes for the big fella, right? It wasn't just the scoring. It was his screening to free people up.
He's got 8 points. He's averaging 19 per game this season. Don't expect that rest to last too long. They'll get him back out here. Tate Sage, the freshman, been a pleasant surprise for Ben McCollum his first year.
He's just really played well in the big games. He does a great job along the baseline catching hoops when the defense collapses. So keep your eye if he can catch a lob here over the next couple minutes.
A quick first step. Got him there, and a late whistle. Goes against the Bruins. Against Brandon Williams, he now has 2.
Well, here he takes off baseline, goes straight up, and I mean, if I'm a Bruin fan, I don't really love that call, but he gets to the paint, forces a whistle. Number 24 is not afraid of these moments.
UCLA trailed 14-7 early in the first half, but now they're back to as close as they've been since then. Down by 7 here. Inside of 9 minutes, and Bilodeau going to come right back in the game. Quick rests for their top scorer. First free throw is good. Looking ahead to what's coming up. You know that sound. The NBA is on NBC and Peacock. Monday night, it's Peacock NBA Monday. Tuesdays in primetime, Coast to Coast Tuesday on NBC and Peacock. Both free throws good. Special guest Snoop Dogg coming up for the Warriors and Clippers. That'll be a fun one on Monday night. Dent always on the lookout this second half. Perry. Foul, I believe that's against Sturts. It would be his 4th. Yes, it is, and that's 4. See what Ben McCollum does. It's a little bit like a coach thinking about, do we go for it on 4th down in our own territory? I mean, do they leave this guy in here with 4 fouls?
Just gets that knee up into him, throws him off balance a little bit, and yeah, it looks like he's just going to stay in the game. They're going to trust him and ride this thing out.
Well, the guy who averages 36 minutes a game, better than every player in the Big Ten, is going to stay put here. 8:23 left, no fouls to give.
Now, I'll tell you what, if you're Dent, if you're Perry, if you're Brown, I don't care if you get called for a charge. You attack 14 a couple times in the next few possessions if he doesn't come out, and you force a whistle.
Lead once again at 7.
Oh, he's sitting.
Now Sturts will go out. Even with those 4, I doubt he'll be sitting down for too long.
No one plays more minutes in the country than Bennett Sturts.
And he has never fouled out of a college game in 117 games. He's already logged 31 minutes. Bulgaris, quiet second half for him after being a star in the first. Wants to use this matchup. Got there. And the rebound to Dents. Wants to push. Gets to the lane again. Late whistle. Goes against Isaiah Howard of Iowa. That's his third. That last whistle, and they changed who the foul was on. So keep an eye on Iowa number 24. That's the freshman Tate Sage, just coming out of the Tiger Hawk. He's going to push Bilodeau in the back right there, and that is the foul against Iowa. And they sorted that one out during the break. Bottom line, we're inside of 8 minutes, and this Iowa team that led by 18 at halftime now only up by 7. Their top scorer, Bennett Sturtz, on the bench right now. There he is with 4 fouls. And UCLA's leading scorer coming into this one, Tyler Bilodeau, who's hit his last 24 free throws at the line.
Oh, this is tremendous Big Ten basketball. The question is, who is going to take over for Iowa with Sturtz on the bench? They're not going to keep him there long. Is it Howard? Is it Sage? Cooper Koch can shoot the 3. Fulgaris has been quiet in this second half.
And Kale Combs, who wears 11, has been the one to give him a break at the point guard spot. He'll run the show as long as Sturtz is on the bench. They wrap around inside. A lot of hands on the ball. Scramble for it. Possession arrow is advantage UCLA. The ball comes back to the Bruins.
I'd say Eric Daly has such a feel for the game of basketball. These are not going to show up on the stat sheet, but he knows when to help off and frustrate an offensive player. And that was all about him just making a split-second decision. And now UCLA with the ball in their hands. They would have taken this score at halftime any day of the week with the way they played in the first half.
So with Iowa's top playmaker on the bench, Mick Cronin has his #1 guy with the ball right now. Donovan Dent, 15 points and 5 assists. Bilodeau guarded by Koch. Perry open. Short. Daly. And the ball touched the end line there. It'll come back here to Iowa.
Trent was not even close on that three-point shot. No confidence. It's 39% from the floor on the year. They ran a high horn set for him initially to take the 3. It didn't work. Then he got open. He's wide open and doesn't knock it down. So Iowa dodged a bullet there.
Well, someone for Iowa needs to step up here offensively. Yep. They've made 1 of their last 9 shots.
I just give a ton of credit to UCLA's defense, even with Sturtz on the floor over the last 10 minutes.
Foul against Daly. Fulgaris to the line.
UCLA played with such better basketball IQ in the second half defensively. A perfect example there, though. They got called for the foul, but they didn't help. Everybody's staying home. In the first half, they came over and doubled and got too far in the paint, and then they were kicking it out for 3s against them.
Fulgaris now with 12 points. Bennett Sturtz remains on the bench with those 4 fouls. Iowa's leading scorer so far, 18. Fulgaris hits them both. Lead back to 9. Dent to the lane again. Tough dribbling and the tough shot. He has been a determined one-on-one player this half.
The magician. I love the aggressiveness. Forget about the numbers. Just let your talent take over.
Well, he's made the transition from pass first. Good look to Sage and 1. Sturtz approves of the look inside.
Well, if you just cut with integrity and attack the rim, good things usually happen. What a dime, just splits the seam, takes the hit, wanted to throw it down, but made the wise decision, just laid it over the front.
Bilodeau now has 3 fouls. Iowa in the bonus plus now. Fulgaris got his hands on it, brought it down. Howard back to Sage. Iowa can push that lead back above double digits. They've not been there for a while. UCLA's been as close as 7 this half. Fulgaris step back 3. Batted around. Koch. Kept alive, Combs. Howard. Excellent sequence on the offensive glass for the Hawkeyes. Shot clock down to 4. Howard, one-on-one against Bilodeau. Fade away. Dent rebound. Thought about pushing. He has been the man for the Bruins in the second half. Bilodeau, quick passing. Brown knocks down a 3. As close as the Bruins have been here in this half, a deficit of 6. And the foul call away from the basket. More free throws coming for Iowa.
Iowa not able to capitalize on those offensive rebounds. Dent makes the great pass, the hockey assist. Boy, did UCLA need that to fall. One of the elite three-point teams in the country. Been a little off their game, but also pretty good minutes by this Hawkeye group with their top player on the bench.
Trent Perry now has 4 fouls for UCLA. And Combs, 92% free throw shooter, was well short on the first. Missed them both. Hands on it for Howard. He got it. And a rebound to Brown. UCLA as close as they've been here this half at 6. Will hit the 5-minute mark. They have a chance to get even closer.
So many offensive rebounds for Iowa in the last couple of minutes, but nothing to show for it.
Foul called inside away from the ball against Howard, who was aggressively guarding Bilodeau. Howard now with 3 fouls. And Bilodeau, the #1 free throw shooter in the Big Ten, will shoot 2.
Here's Dent. You know, such nice handles. Just contact away from the basket. And we've said it all night. How many does he have in a row here, Paul?
Well, it was up to 24. He's made his only one on this trip. How's that?
I'll tell you what, free throws, as we saw for Iowa in the last possession, it's different. Under 5 minutes, the game tightens up. Here comes the All-American for Iowa, but you know, there's a difference between Zach Johnson putting on Sunday at the Masters compared to in Cedar Rapids for fun with his dad, right?
There you go.
Just a little different feel.
From down 24 late in the first half to down 4 here inside of 5 minutes left.
What a character comeback for UCLA. Nobody gave up. The defense has been stout. Dent has been elite at the offensive end.
Sturts from the bench to the bottom of the bucket. Quick timeout. Boy, he had had enough of sitting down, Jess. Sturts has 20, and Iowa has a 6-point lead. Bennett Sturts spent a good amount of time recently on the bench with 4 fouls, but as soon as he came back in, he was thinking about 2.
Here's that pick and roll action, and he might have been fouled, but he shoves it up, the little teardrop. I mean, Dent and Sturts have been so effective getting into the paint in this game, and our research analyst Mike mentioned it to you. He's never fouled out of a game. They're going to rest him again here. Interesting.
So we get a defensive rest here. He goes in to knock down the bucket, put him back up 6. Combs back in now to guard Dent.
UCLA with a couple timeouts, Iowa with 1. You've got to save those if you can, so you can challenge the out-of-bounds plays in the last couple minutes.
Dent blocked from behind by Koch. Voulgaris gets it back to him.
What a stop by Cooper Koch. That was elite. I'd get Cooper shot in the corner on the wing.
Howard back to Voulgaris. Inside to Banks. Koch. 5 to shoot. Howard. Got the wall. Iowa with a couple of buckets in a row for a little bit of breathing room. Bilodeau now in double figures. Dent beats Koch off the dribble. Turn around. Oh, what a half he is having.
Two phenomenal point guards going at it down the stretch. Dent's been amazing in the second half.
He's got 19 points. Remember, he had the final 5 points of the first half for the Bruins, too. Bulgaris spin, back toward the lane, threw it away. Dent. Two more.
Wow, a spinning fadeaway pass is not what you're looking for if you're Coach McCollum in this situation. A huge mistake, and Dent took advantage.
Donovan Dent with the last 4 points of this game. Deficit now again to 4. Inside of 3 minutes. Gomes, Koch. In trouble. Kicks it out. Fulgaris. Missed the 3. Whistle in the lane. The foul against UCLA. Donovan Dent holding his face in the lane.
Yeah, Donovan's been spectacular at the defensive end. Not bad at the offensive end either. That little mid-range jumper, he's got that mastered, shooting with a lot more confidence. And look, you're going to take that defense and there.
First half, Donovan Dent has led the way. Right before the break, he took that finger to the eye right there. And see him still squinting. He is back in the game. To the line for Iowa. Tavian Banks has not shot a free throw here yet this evening. For the season, he's a 71% shooter. And he gets 2 shots here, knocks down the first. Both teams in the bonus plus the rest of the way. Sky Clark, some type of lower body injury, has been on the bench most of the second half. Both free throws made by Banks. Lead back to 6. Dent with a season-high 21 points tonight. 16 have come in the second half. Kicks it back out. Gets the baseline. Had it swatted by Fulgaris. They get it back. Offensive foul. Called against Brandon Williams.
Well, he got the angle he wanted, but there's the great block. And how about Cooper Koch taking the hit with the game on the line? Had the nice block a couple possessions before, but just gets bull rushed. You got to stand in there and take it. What a stop by Iowa.
Sturtz back in the game with those 4 fouls. He's been back and forth to the bench late here in this game. Hit a big bucket a couple of moments ago. Second half, though, Iowa's shooting only 30%. Shot clock down to 3. Sturtz, fade away. 2 shots coming.
Bennett Sturtz with the fresh legs did not want the ball screen. He called the screeners off. It was just one-on-one. Sturtz and Dent, 2 of the elite point guards in the Big Ten, in the country. And Sturtz was able to get him off of his feet, jump into him. A crafty All-American move by number 14. Looking to close this one out.
You mentioned 2 of the best point guards in the Big Ten and in the country. They're even right now at 21 points apiece. Sturtz has made all 4 free throws. Iowa 1-1 in the Big Ten. UCLA 2-0 in conference play. Donovan Dent now has work to do. 2 minutes left and down 8. That would be a heck of a start. Circus shot. Didn't get the foul, but got the bucket. The double team starts here. Finds Banks. Foul call against Daly. Tavian Banks to the line. 2 fouls now against Daly.
Here's Dent, okay. Just the magician, the maestro. I thought he got hit right there. Again, he muscles his way up for a tough 2. Big time game for Dent, regardless of what happens. He's been really struggling. I agree with him. Right? I would let the official know, too. I'm getting hit, but he had been struggling with that shot. Coach Cronin told us before the game, I'm telling him in practice to take that mid-range jumper.
Bonus plus, so he gets 2, makes the first. One of the differences, maybe the difference, Williams checks in, Daly checks out. Free throw line, just Iowa's made 19 out of 23. UCLA 8 out of 12. Lead back to 8. Brown. Bilodeau. Dent has been winning here this entire second half and wins again.
Same thing as Sturts did. He called off the screen. He just wanted to go one-on-one.
Happy to have Sturts with it. Iowa is if he gets to the line.
Play this out now. Just play it out if you're UCLA.
Shot clock 15.
You got to drop off a little.
Well, Brown thought he had a clean pick there. He's called for the foul. And that'll send Sturts to the line. 4 fouls against Brown.
Yeah, you just got to make up your mind there defensively. You're Brown. You either got to play it out or foul. So, you just don't want to reach in there. It looked like he had a lot of ball, but when you're that far away from the basket, you're usually going to have that one go against you.
Sturts a perfect 6 out of 6 from the line. Now 1 minute left. The lead grows back to 7. Iowa's won 3 games in a row going away. By far their toughest one right here. Sturts hits them both. Dent, Bilodeau, open look. Missed the 3. He'll get another look. Back to Brown. His 3. Rebound Howard. Up ahead to Banks with the flush. Banks with a rebound. Iowa ranks for the first time in 3 years, looking the part here down the stretch. Lead back to 10. Six-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. He'll just let it go. Why not the 3? That gives him 27. And an exclamation point on a back-and-forth affair. What a comeback for UCLA, but what a win for Ben McCollum and the Iowa Hawkeyes. 13-point victory in Iowa City.